Move over, new stars, it's time for Wrestlemania Play Button.
The Dropkick.
Hello and welcome to another Dropkick. This time we're tackling the post-show of WrestleMania 31. I'm Matthew Kershaw, joined by Carl Shimon.
No, you're not.
Am I not?
Nope, not today.
I'm having
I'm going to take a little bit of a break.
I'm having the identity
Going to take a
crisis now.
snooze.
Right, let's move on. Right, we'll start off with the pre-show. There were 2 matches in there, and it lasted 2 hours. It was not great, but
Sure.
first match
I'll agree
is
to that.
a Fatal 4 tag team match for the WWE Tag Team Championship. Tyson Kidd and Cesaro, who are the champions with Natalya, against the New Day, Kofi Kingston, and Big E with Xavier Woods. Los Matadores, Diego and Fernando with El Torito, and the Usos, Jimmy and Jey Uso with Naomi. What a clusterfuck.
Yeah, that pretty much sums up this match, doesn't it, really? A lot of not knowing what the fuck's going on, which is always great.
I had no idea who were the legal men in the match. Like, most of the rules didn't make sense. Apparently, people outside of the match attacking each other don't count as DQs.
No, I thought that was pretty great, though. I don't know, there were some good moments there, because what was happening in the ring was not particularly amazing.
There were some cool spots in there.
Such as the Cesaro sandwich, in which
The
Big
Cesaro
E sat on him.
Yep. The
I don't know
cool
if that was a...
3-man superplex powerbomb in the corner.
Was that the double 3-man superplex, when there was 2 of them? 2 groups of 3.
It was really cool.
Yeah, that was quite... yeah, it was pretty interesting.
Cesaro killed one of the Usos at the start of the match by throwing him into the barricade, and he was taken out. It was good. It was at that point I was like, there's no way the Usos will win this. Unless they're like, fuck you, one Uso can beat 3 teams.
Yeah.
But
It was always a worry.
yeah. Fucking the Green Day came out with no reaction, and throughout the entire match, Xavier Woods kept hitting the mat, and the crowd were chanting, "New Day sucks! New Day sucks!" It was great.
Yeah. Well,
Tyson Kidd uses Natalya as a shield like he usually does, and JBL quips, "That's what spouses are for," which I thought was pretty funny.
Jesus, that man has no shame.
No,
He had
but
some great moments in this WrestleMania.
Yeah.
The awesome commentary.
The finish was a bit confusing. Like, after this double superplex powerbomb thing, Big E's just laying in the middle of the ring. The Uso, whichever one isn't dead, goes to do his finishing move splash off the top rope. But Cesaro tags himself in off his leg, and Cesaro just runs in, throws him out of the ring, pins Big E and wins. It was great.
Yeah, so what would you say this match was? I remember not paying full attention to it, to be honest. I was trying to make dinner at this point. My full attention was not on the match. I gave it a 3 out of 5.
I also gave it a 3 out of 5. I was still sober at this point, and I still managed to enjoy this.
Yeah, I guess a 3 out of 5 implies mostly okay.
Yeah, I'd say, well, 2.5.
Maybe I was too...
2.5 is like average, I guess. This was slightly above average. Just slightly.
Yeah. Looking back, I don't know why I gave it that. Because my notes
neither
don't
do I.
exactly tell the story. But
Yeah.
I'll go with that gut feeling at the time. It was alright. Could be worse.
The pre-show was so bad, like the audio was awful because of the wind, and Renee Young's hair was just all over the place. It was pretty funny.
Yeah. I thought they actually managed to do the production pretty well, considering it was outside. Else WrestleMania always outside? I didn't watch last year.
No, this is like one of the few WrestleManias that's been outside, which is something to note because all of the sound the crowd make just kind of, instead of being encapsulated within the dome that they're in, it just kind of escapes up into the air, which is why a lot of pops don't sound as loud as they actually are.
Yeah.
But that's like no excuse for that match. Like, the Usos, Los Matadores, and Green Day didn't get any pops in that tag match, but you could hear Kidd and Cesaro's pop really loud.
Yeah. Well, they're pretty good
They're,
together. So do you want to move on
great.
to the next one? The next half of the pre-show?
Yes, the Battle Royal for the Andre the Giant Memorial Trophy, also known as Move Over New Stars, the match. Everybody got job entrances, so it just kind of cuts in from the pre-show to everybody in the ring, the bell rings, and then it's just another clusterfuck as 30 people wail on each other in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. There were some funny moments in there, like about the start of the match, Axelmania is running wild and he like rips off his shirt and does all the poses, and all the 29 people just kind of look at him, pick him up and throw him outside. It was great.
Yeah.
Axelmania is so strong that it took 29 men to eliminate him. But he's still in the Royal Rumble, remember?
He was a fucking idiot that ran in the middle of the commentary in that video you sent me, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever actually seen him wrestle. Seems amazing though, seems legit. My opinion on him is reversed.
So the Raw after WrestleMania, which is always known to be like really smarky and full of great chants, he came down there and started talking about how Axelmania is so strong it took 29 men to eliminate him, and that at Extreme Rules he's going to get revenge on all 29 of those men.
Fuck. Is everything that comes out of his mouth part of a pun? Jesus.
Oh, it's great though.
Oh, it's something, I admit. I don't have a ton of notes on the actual match here. I have some notes on Itami, but
I have some. Yeah, Hideo Itami was in there looking good until Big Show was like, move over New Stars, and punched him in the face and eliminated him. Bo Dallas was back. More time.
Yeah. Oh, fucking Bo Dallas.
Bo Dallas eliminated Zack Ryder, and he did his signature celebrating by running around the ring, which is great, before being eliminated by Hideo.
Yeah. Yeah.
You were right. They definitely did highlight Hideo Itami in there, which is good. I just wish that he had done more, like he had hit the GTS, because the crowd would have lost their minds.
Yeah, maybe. It's a problem with Battle Royal, though, isn't it? It's like, until the very end, like, there's nothing there. It's just these 30 dudes fake punching each other. It's the same with the Rumble, wasn't it? Like, 90% of that was bullshit. Yeah. There's no room to do, like, interesting wrestling. So
yeah, it really.
I wasn't expecting that much going in, to be honest.
What's his name? Alex Riley was in there, which doesn't make sense because Hideo.
Yeah, the fuck was that about?
Hideo was in there because he won the NXT Access tournament, and yet Alex Riley's also in NXT, and he was just in there.
Yeah, well, I thought it was pretty cool to see him there. Who put him? Was that the Miz and Mizdow took him out? Yeah,
Mizdow took him out, when Alex Riley tried to eliminate Miz. Some other things to note in this match, the Ascension managed to take out Mark Henry, which is like a big what the hell. Then Ryback just knocked out both members of the Ascension. Heath Slater was in there, and he just kind of got buried and chucked out with no ease. Or with ease.
Good, as he should. Always.
Big Show was just taking out everybody. I think he eliminated all members of the New Day in there, which was really dumb.
Yeah, what is it with Big Show? They seem to really like Big Show, and Kane to a lesser extent.
Because
aren't they just the most ridiculous characters at this point?
Big Show has an ironclad contract. 10 more years, remember?
Is that legit? Is that true?
There was a storyline like maybe a year ago where they were trying to fire Big Show, but he had an ironclad contract, so they couldn't fire him, so they just tried to make his life a living hell. And at one of the NXT shows they had a while ago in a different part of America, because they're going on tour. Now, Big Show was there, and the crowd just don't like, because they're an NXT crowd, they didn't like Big Show. It was like a Big Show vs. Ryback match or something, and they were just chanting, "Please retire" at him. And he got a microphone and he said 10. He got a microphone and just shouted 10 more years. It's great.
Oh, what a dick!
Towards the end of the match, there was like maybe 10 people in the ring, and I was like, only Mizdow and Cesaro are in the ring, and they're the only ones I think could win. But Cesaro looked
what was like
good
Cesaro and them doing in there? When they
I
just
don't know.
fought a tag team.
Yeah, I thought that was weird too. But Cesaro was good in there. He took out Kane with like ease, and then him and Big Show basically recreated the spot from WrestleMania 30, where like he hits him with a bunch of uppercuts, picks Big Show up, is about to eliminate him, but this time Big Show's like, move over, new stars, and just chucks Cesaro out, leaving just him, Miz, and Mizdow in there. There was quite a long spot where Miz was ordering Mizdow to help him eliminate Big Show, and Mizdow was just kind of standing there defying him, eventually throwing Miz out, which was great. I figured that their story would end, or their storyline would end here at WrestleMania 31,
Yeah,
sorry.
it seems like it's been coming a while, doesn't it, really?
Yeah.
I feel like we had the same conversation at the Rumble about a month ago.
Yeah, I thought
Was it a month ago?
2
Rumble
months ago.
was the last one, wasn't it? It was a Fastlane.
Fastlane was the last one.
Right, shit, it's been ages then.
Yeah. Yeah, so Mizdow throws Miz out, leaving him with just Big Show. It looks like he's about to win, maybe 2 or 3 times, almost eliminating Big Show, but move the fuck over, new stars. Big Show chucks Mizdow out, winning the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Why the fuck would Big Show win this?
I don't know. I don't really understand the role of Big Show in the WWE, to be honest.
Ironclad contract,
just,
10 more
the
years.
whole thing is that he's big and looks really sad all of the time.
What would you give this match? I gave it a 1 star because that fucking ending and Big Show just destroying everybody.
Well, I would have given it a 0, but the Mizdow biting the Big Show's hand was pretty awesome at the end there, so I gave it a 1. So, it's not totally...
We're on sync with our ratings here so far.
Yeah, we know quality and the lack thereof. Yeah, so
that was just the pre-show. Yeah, that was just the pre-show. Now it's on to the main show. It opened with the ladder match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Bad News Barrett, who's the champion, against R-Truth, against Dean Ambrose, against Luke Harper, against Dolph Ziggler, against Stardust, and against Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, I think we should begin this by fucking stressing how insane Stardust's latest attire was. He was wearing a fucking flower on his back.
He looked like a supervillain. It was great.
Yeah, it was quite awesome.
I think it's actually modelled after some Marvel or DC supervillain. I remember seeing a picture on Twitter. It's like literally the same costume.
I thought you were going to say like Diana Ross or someone, because that seems like some 70s pop star bullshit, but I could see that. Superhero either way.
So yeah, Bryan came out first with big pops. All the crowd were chanting yes. I noticed a lot of empty seats in there. Barrett comes out, gets a lot of boos, which surprised me, considering people like Barrett.
Well, he's done nothing for weeks but lose, hasn't he?
Yeah, I guess. I read somewhere that WWE have asked him to stop using the "I'm afraid I've got some bad news" line because people love him for it, and so they've told him to stop doing it so he doesn't get over with the fans.
Yeah, well, these things have to happen, don't they?
Dolph Ziggler comes out, gets a good pop. I realised, oh my god, he's got a haircut. Kyle will be pissed.
God, it was so hot. The little ponytail pullback.
Yeah.
God, it's beautiful. I like the new look. It's more, I don't know, a bit more exotic, mysterious.
Yeah.
So.
Who's next? Oh yeah, Stardust. We talked about his weird outfits.
Yeah.
Harper came out. I only just realised maybe a day or 2 ago that he came out with this weird checked jacket, and it had all of the names of the people in the match crossed out on it.
All right. I didn't notice either, to be honest.
It was actually
Eric
pretty cool.
Rowan anywhere this pay-per-view?
No, I don't think so.
He wasn't even.
He was too busy solving Rubik's cubes backstage. Maybe I think he was in the Battle Royal.
I don't remember, to be honest. That was such a fucking mess.
Yeah, R-Truth was out there. That's about it. Oh, and then Dean Ambrose came out, got a big pop as well. Probably the biggest out of all of them.
Yeah.
I was scared of Daniel Bryan's neck.
He's cool.
Which is... I was scared he was just going to destroy his neck, but luckily he didn't do much with a ladder in that match, so...
No. I don't want to spoil anything, but There were some pretty good moments. Like the one that stands out for me in the early on was that sick kick from Stardust that wiped out the ladder, and it was like Dolph Ziggler and I don't remember who else there was.
Stardust dropkicked the ladder, taking out Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler, and they both kind of land on the ladder as it's falling, which looked really painful.
It was awesome. It was quite good.
Luke Harper basically kills Dean Ambrose by powerbombing him through a ladder, held up between the barrier and the ring. Oh, it looked painful.
Yeah. It wasn't, yeah, it did look bad. Like, they even had medics run in, the camera cut over, and it looked like legit. It didn't seem overplayed. It looked like he was in quite a bit of pain as he smashed his head on the rung of the ladder.
Well, that was there because of something that happens later on, we'll talk about, but Luke Harper was great in that match. He did the weird helicopter spin with the ladder, taking out everybody. And I remember JBL shouting, like, Black Helicopters Maggle, which is good.
Oh, fucking Black Hawk Down joke, yeah.
Yeah. What was the name of Stardust's special ladder? I remember you have it written down.
It was the Atmospheric Starburn ladder. No, Exo-Atmospheric Starburn, sorry.
Yep, Stardust had a special bejazzled ladder. It was great to see. And then Barrett just destroyed it instantly and started wailing on people's backs with the rungs of the ladder.
Yeah. Wasted opportunity. They should have made that ladder the only one in the ring.
Yeah.
Just like destroyed the others.
Somebody was bleeding in the match. I don't know who it was. Luke Harper just had blood all over his vest.
Alright, I didn't notice.
Towards the end of the match, Bad News Barrett had done nothing, so he had all his finishers stored up, so he hits 3 bull hammers in a row, taking out like everybody, which is good.
Yeah.
Before Bryan takes him out with the knee, leaving just him and Dolph Ziggler. Like, Bryan's on top of the ladder reaching for the belt, Dolph Ziggler runs up it like a ferret, and the two just start headbutting each other, until eventually Bryan knocks Ziggler off with a headbutt. For a while, didn't it? It did, but I thought it was great. It was great because those are the only two other than Ambrose I saw winning. So I was like, whoever survives off this is going to win. And of course, Bryan survives, grabs the title, and wins.
Yeah, I feel like we knew how that was going to end the moment, when he had done nothing for the last 5 minutes of the match, and they just ran onto the ladder. I felt like he knew where it was going.
Yeah. We made a card now. What would you rate that match?
I gave it a 3 out of 5.
I gave it a 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah, that's because Daniel Bryan won, so you got to give him that extra half point.
Yep. Clear dissension between our ratings.
Yeah, despite the fact we as a website don't use half points. Fuck you.
This is the Meltzer rating system. This is how every wrestling pay-per-view is rated. We have to follow it.
Yeah, I guess so. So, do you want to move on to one of the better matches, I thought, of this whole event?
Randy Orton vs Seth Rollins with J&J Security.
Yeah, I was surprised by this. This was quite good, I thought. Like the actual wrestling part of it.
Yeah, it was good. Seth Rollins came out looking amazing in his weird dominatrix outfit, but it had like a hint of yellow in it. Kind of like yellow highlights along the sides.
Yeah, he's going a bit anime high school kid.
Yeah.
He's going to have to get a fucking bow tie on there next.
Red T. Orton came out. Like, for some reason, Randy Orton was wearing red and elbow pads. Yeah. And I think somebody pointed out that his outfit looked like what he used to wear when he was the Legend Killer years ago, which is great because when you think about it, Randy Orton is like the face of the company now, and then Seth Rollins is the future of the company. So he's wearing his Legend Killer outfit now to basically kill Seth Rollins and stop him from becoming the future of the company. Yeah. I thought it was an interesting thing. I don't know if they were going for that, but it was pretty good.
Yeah, probably somebody was. I didn't obviously notice it at all, but I wouldn't do.
There was a lot of good wrestling in here. Seth Rollins did a backflip at some point. I don't remember when.
Was this the one off the outside of the ring? The moonsault?
Yeah, I think it was the moonsault, yeah.
Yeah, when he jumped off the back of the... It wasn't the top rope, was it? I don't remember how high up it was, but he ended up smashing his ass on the commentary desk.
Yeah, I remember that now, yeah. Seth Rollins had a lot of offense in this match. Like, he did the corner powerbomb on Randy Orton, who just no-sold it and just clotheslined him down.
Yeah.
Every time Orton,
Oh.
towards the beginning of the match, Orton would go for the RKO and J&J would come and stop. So Orton just killed J&J security doing the second rope DDT to the outside.
Yeah, that was impressive because they were wearing clothing before that happened. And then after that, when the camera cut down to them rolling around on the floor, they'd lost half their clothing. And they were rolling around grabbing their ties as if they'd like somehow been beaten off their bodies. They do it every time. It's always amusing to me.
It's great. There was a RKO, and yeah, there was a Seth Rollins kicks out of the RKO, and Randy Orton's kind of frustrated and stuff, and then he goes to set up the punch, which I thought was great. I was like, oh god, he's gonna kill Seth Rollins with the punch, but no, J&J run in and stop him, and then he RKOs both of J&J security, like he hits, I think it's like Jamie Noble with just a normal RKO, and then Joey Mercury goes to dive off the ropes, and Randy Orton just catches him into an RKO, which is great.
It was so dumb, but it was really fast as well, wasn't it? It looked good.
Yeah. Seth Rollins tries to capitalize on this, hitting him with a curb stomp, but Orton kicks out. And then Seth goes for the Phoenix Splash, and I was freaking out. I was like, oh god, he's going for it again. But Randy Orton rolls out the way, but Seth Rollins lands on his feet, which was great. Like, I thought that, to me, I was like...
Yeah, actually. Yeah, I remember the part you're on about now. I was thinking back.
I was like, oh god, Randy Orton's gonna RKO him from a Phoenix Splash. This is gonna be so fucking cool. But when Seth landed on his feet, I was kind of like, oh, that sucks. But the finish of the match easily made up for it, where Seth Rollins went to curb stomp Randy Orton, and Randy Orton launches him up into the air from a curb stomp, catches him into an RKO, and then gets the 1-2-3.
It was quite awesome. I was just impressed by the wrestling in this match. I don't know. Normally, I don't really care about the WWE wrestling, but this one was quite good, and I haven't obviously seen Randy Orton, because I don't watch Raw.
Yeah.
And he only just made his appearance at the end of the last one, so that was surprising. I thought he was going to be, kind of shitty, like most wrestlers are at the minute. Randy
Orton's really good. What would you rate that match?
I gave it a 4 out of 5.
4 out of... Ooh, wow. I only gave it 3.25 stars.
I was impressed by it. I like to see good wrestling, and less bullshit.
But
then again, some of the bullshit is quite amazing.
I liked it too. I think a problem, I was drinking while I was watching this, so I would forget to rate matches and then I'd have to come back. I think this was one of them, where I was like, I didn't rate this, and then I have to just scroll up to my notes and be like, 3.25. I'm sure if I watched it again, I would give it a different rating. But,
maybe. I don't know, I feel like re-rating this next match, because fuck. What was I thinking at the time?
Hang on, before we move on to this. There was a shout out to Ronda Rousey who was in the crowds, and in my head I just heard Vince McMahon shouting, "Get that UFC filth off my screen at you."
Yeah, I thought that was weird because the whole Ronda Rousey thing was bizarre, and it only gets more bizarre as the night goes on.
It does, but before we get onto that, we have to do Sting vs Triple H.
What, do you find this amusing somehow?
I found it amusing that it was the third match on the card, and it was like, it made me realize, oh, okay, they've got to give The Undertaker, twilight, or at least darkness, otherwise his skin will melt. But,
shit, I forgot The Undertaker was even going to be out at WrestleMania. I'd completely forgotten until that match came up.
Yeah.
It was,
so, first out is
bad.
Shinsuke Nakamura, for some reason. There was a bunch of Japanese, drums, and some guy playing a muffler on a car. It was weird.
So, right, you know when Sting was at TNA, was his whole thing the same as when he was at WCW? Like Sting the Crow? He was the same character.
He was also Joker Sting, where he had Joker tendencies and had different face paint.
Oh, that sounds awesome. I just don't want to watch TNA.
Yeah.
At any point was he vaguely Oriental?
No.
Or was this a new thing?
Which confused me of why he's coming out to Japanese, music and stuff.
Yeah, I thought it was quite cool. Though. I don't know. It wasn't bad. But
Not
it's
as
got
good
nothing on the next entrance.
I was about to say, yeah. So, I guess, you know the whole thing on YouTube where it's like sub for sub, where you sub for somebody and they'll sub back to you?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Yeah, I think...
I see where you're going with this, yeah.
I think that, Triple H and Arnold Schwarzenegger have like a Hall of Fame for Hall of Fame, because they both inducted each other into each other's Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But, I remember reading,
this makes way more sense in retrospect if you've been following, like, Triple H on Twitter. He keeps doing things with Schwarzenegger and stuff.
Well,
it makes way more sense now.
I remember reading like a week or two before WrestleMania that WWE were partnering with, I think it's Warner Brothers, the people who are making the new Terminator movie, and that he would have a Terminator-themed entrance, and I was like, that sounds so dumb. But once I saw it, I was like, this is so cool.
Oh, it's fucking amazing. What happened? Like, did the music start and then they came through the floor? Or was there smoke? I don't remember how it began.
The music, I watched it again recently because it was so good. The Terminator music started, and it had the weird overlay of like a Terminator scanning the crowd looking for Sting.
Oh yeah, yeah. There was a picture of the Golden Gate Bridge, wasn't there? Then there was like a nuclear explosion. Then there was ruined Golden Gate Bridge, and then there was that fucking threat detection or whatever on the crowd.
It's when the music got to the dun 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 is when all the Terminators started rising out from the floor from within the smoke. Yeah. And then once the beginning of the Terminator theme stopped, did Triple H come out before his theme?
I don't remember when the music was, but I assumed he came out with the Terminators, didn't he, all at the same time?
He came out slightly after all the Terminators, so he rises out of the floor wearing like a Terminator exoskeleton, complete with like the skull with the red eye and stuff.
Yeah, fucking cybernetic eye implants. It was cool.
And they kind of just raised.
Why?
Sorry, go ahead.
Why did he have like a cabal of bodyguards in armor and masks behind him?
What was
the purpose of that?
I guess they're the like freedom fighters in the Terminator movies, the ones that are fighting the Terminators.
I don't know that I've ever seen a Terminator movie in my life, which is really shameful to admit at this point.
It's actually funny to note that Triple H's army, the people dressed up in that, were actually people from NXT. So there was Enzo Amore was one of them, Solomon Crowe, Wesley Blake, one of the referees. It was pretty cool to see, actually.
Because some of them were quite large. They were built like wrestlers. You could see under the armor. So
I thought they were just actors.
Oh, I don't know. The one that I think didn't they walk up and hand them those bunches of skulls? The Terminator.
Well, hang on a second. After the whole Terminator Rising stuff, Arnold Schwarzenegger appeared on the Titantron, said something about how it's time to play the game, and then Triple H's music started, and he kind of walked forward, still wearing the exoskeleton, and the soldiers hand him not Predator skulls, sorry, Terminator skulls all bunched together, and he raises them like a predator would raise its trophy that it's killed. It was so
hang
cool.
It from the spine. God, it was awesome.
Yeah, it
was awesome.
I've
heard people.
It would have been.
Sorry, go on.
It would have been so much cooler in a closed stadium with all darkness, just seeing all the smoke and the Terminators and stuff.
Yeah. I guess I've seen a lot of people say, a lot of people, the other people I listen to about wrestling, talk about how it was kind of gross, like this product placement almost. But then my immediate reaction was, it's fucking America and it's wrestling. The whole thing is one giant product. So it was only more absurd to me, and I thought it was fantastic.
I was going to say, originally I didn't even see this entrance because I had AdBlock turned on, so...
But it's fucking wrestling. That's the whole thing, isn't it? It's
yeah, it was
it's
dumb,
not like a fucking merchandising church or something.
When I heard of it, I was like, this is so dumb product placement, but actually seeing it, it was so bad that it was so good, and I couldn't help but laugh.
I thought it was amazing. Production value from the way they, the scanning the crowd thing was obviously cool. I like the way when they do video in there as well. And more than just let's throw some lightning up on the Titantron. It's not the same.
Yeah.
But it was cool. And I love the fact that the Terminators had 2 guns each. because one gun is
Should
not
we move
cool
off
enough.
the entrances? I think we spent a long
No,
time.
I mean, I thought the entrances was better than the rest of the match, to be honest. No, fuck you.
Yeah, we'll move on.
Let's...
Triple H and Sting kind of stare off, and there's already a "This is awesome" chant, which is like, fuck off. They haven't done anything yet, they're just looking at each other. They've done this like 3 times already on Raws.
Yeah, I don't know though. I felt like this entire match, they didn't do anything I thought that was hugely impressive in terms of moves. But
I don't know. Seeing
I don't know. I felt real
man
tension.
Throw out drop kicks and then diving
there
off
was
the top rope.
Yeah, that's wrestling though, isn't it? Like that's every match. Really, I mean, it's impressive that he's old, but like I don't know. I really felt this was perhaps my favorite match of the night, just because if there was an energy about it, which I don't know that I was expecting because I was watching it on the stream the day later, but I really felt in it, if that makes sense, in a way that I normally don't. Like you said about the Stardust Goldust match at Fastlane. It was kind of like that for me, and that's weird because obviously I haven't watched wrestling in ages and I don't watch Raw, but I just felt like this match had some sort of weight to it that I don't normally feel. If that makes sense.
Kind of. I didn't get that. I had no interest in this match at all. Like, I don't care about Sting, to be honest. I never watched him when I was younger. I didn't expect anything good to happen in this match, but I did definitely enjoy it. Sting kind of gets the upper hand, and then fucking DX run out, like X-Pac, Billy Gunn, and who's the other one of the New Age Outlaws?
I can't
remember.
Cannot remember.
Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, and X-Pac run out, and they kind of start causing a distraction for Triple H, who gets a pedigree on Sting, but it's only a 2 count. He pulls out the sledgehammer, and then fucking NWO come out. Fucking Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and C-Word Hogan come out in their NWO gear and take out DX, which was great.
Yeah.
And
at the time, I'd forgotten that... to me, Hogan was a WWE guy. I'd forgotten that he had that whole... it was WCW, wasn't he, for at least a while?
Yes.
Yeah, and I'd forgotten that, so that made no sense to me. I thought, really, do they need 6 old wrestlers to hold down Sting here? Seems a bit extreme. But,
well, what's even more confusing is that in the NWO, or in WCW rather, Sting was against the NWO and tried to, take them out. So the fact that they're coming out to help him made no sense.
I guess.
Yeah, Sting hits the Scorpion Death Drop,
lines.
Also only gets 2 counts. C-Word Hogan, see, I'm censoring myself here, manages to take the sledgehammer, but then DX go and attack the NWO, and NWO take a bump. Scott Hall actually takes a backdrop, which surprised me. Kevin Nash gets knocked down, and he starts holding his quad, which was amazing to see. He's had so many quadricep injuries, and he's had to have his knees repaired so many times. The fact that he just fell down and started holding his quad was amazing. But
did you notice the bruises on Triple H and to a lesser extent Sting? Triple H's left thigh was black. It was insane.
I was gonna say Triple H had noticeable butt-hurt bruise.
God, it looked bad. It looked really sore.
It did,
he had taken a sledgehammer to the thigh, but it had to be twice the size because the impact size was huge.
Yeah.
And Sting had some marks to his arms and shit, but nothing like that.
Yeah. I really started to lose my mind when it kind of cut back, and after all this nonsense with the DX and NWO, it just cuts to Triple H. Oh, not Triple H, sorry. Shawn Michaels in the ring, and he just super kicks Sting. And I was like, what the fuck? Where did this happen? I was confused of why it wasn't a DQ, but apparently it was a no DQ match, which made no sense, because they never announced that it was a no DQ match. The referee just kind of stands there and stares at Shawn Michaels. Triple H, crawls over, pins Sting, but he kicks out at 2. And then they had the great Sledgehammer versus Bat moment.
That was cool. I don't care what you say, that was cool.
I thought it was cool,
The whole moment was... Yeah, where he literally breaks the sledgehammer in half.
With the baseball bat, yeah. It was really
God,
cool.
It's fucking awesome.
Sting starts to get some offense. He hits the Stinger Splash. And then just as he's going to get the Scorpion Death Drop, Triple H smashes him in the face with a sledgehammer and pins him. It was like, what the fuck? Why did Triple H have to win this? It made no sense.
Oh, like, was it JBL that had the amazing commentary about WCW trying to put them all out of jobs, and how Hulk Hogan was a traitor and stuff? Like, one of the commentators was going off on one for a good portion of this match, and it was quite fantastic.
Maybe, but at the same time, that's what WWE were doing to WCW. It's like, the victor writes history, and because WWE won that, clearly WCW were the bad guys.
Yeah.
But I was surprised that Ric Flair didn't come out. Like, he has a history with both WWE and WCW, especially Sting. I thought he would come out and maybe help, like, even the odds, like when Shawn Michaels was there, because Shawn Michaels retired Ric Flair at one WrestleMania. But
see, I didn't recognize Shawn Michaels at all, because I never really saw him wrestle before, so I just assumed that this is random, like, redneck dude in skinny jeans and a fucking cap in the middle of the ring. I had no idea what was going on. I at least recognized, like, the older wrestlers, but Shawn Michaels was a real... I'm, like, fucking double-taking on this stream. Like, what the hell's that?
The ending is really dumb, where Triple H and Sting shake hands. It's like the DX and NWO staring off the ring. Triple H offers his hand, Sting shakes it. It's like, why? He just hit you in the face with a sledgehammer. He cheated.
Yeah, but it's like they're real competitors. I don't know. They're so good. I thought it was... Fucking Triple H is just great. Like, whether he's losing, winning, like, talking shit on a mic for 10 minutes, he just does it really well. So that it made no sense doesn't really matter to me, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. What would you rate that match?
I have it down as a 4/5 out of 5.
Jesus.
I couldn't decide which.
I did
If
2.5.
you include the entrances, I thought it was the best thing of the night, to be honest.
See, I didn't include the entrances, and I also took the ending into account, so I only gave it 2.5, because why would you have Sting lose on his first match in WWE at WrestleMania?
Because it was fucking Triple H at WrestleMania, and Sting's entrance was way less cool. If you include the entrances, I'd give it a 5. If you don't, maybe a 4. But I still really liked it. That match had heart that the other matches just didn't have tonight.
I guess I didn't feel that. But
do you want to move on then to the amazing? Sorry.
Hang on a second. After the match, there was a backstage segment where a bunch of old stars were putting over Bryan, who was having an interview with the IC title, like Pat Patterson, Roddy Piper, Ricky Steamboat, Ric Flair, and Bret Hart were all out there, and they all did the yes chant with him. It was really cool to see.
Yeah, who was that dude that turned up and just shouted "damn" in the mic? And it was really awkward. I didn't know what was going on.
Ron Simmons, yeah, he's been known to shout "damn" a lot. That's kind of his thing.
Yeah, I noticed by the shirt.
After that cool bit, there was some bullshit music, which I left and went to make food, and I came back and it was still going. I left for like 5 minutes and it was still going.
I just skipped ahead in the stream because I missed the entrances for this next match. I skipped ahead too far, and I don't know if you tried to cycle through a 4-hour event on a fucking 13-inch MacBook, but it's really not precise between the trackpad.
Yeah, the WWE Network is awful to try and navigate through things.
I think it's fine. I don't know. It works way better on my PC than it does on the Xbox One. Way less crashing to desktop for some reason.
Yeah, the match you're talking about is a tag team match: AJ Lee and Paige versus the Bella Twins, Brie and Nikki Bella. Paige came out first, and oh my fucking god, she looked really, really hot, like with the weird blue in her hair.
I fucking didn't notice. Again, I missed the start, and it's fucking Paige. She wears no clothes, and I'm not convinced she can wrestle well, so...
She's got fishnet stockings and blue in her hair. Fuck, it was great. You need to go and watch that entrance.
I did, and it would be great if she could fucking wrestle. But
she's one of the best users on WWE.
I'm sure she is, but you never get to see it, do you?
I guess. After Paige, it was Light It Up time. Surprisingly, they weren't CM Punk chants, or at least if there were, they escaped through the open top stadium, which is good.
Yeah.
the Bellas came out, and I just want to make note here, I hate the Bellas, both their characters and the people. Fuck the Bellas.
I don't know anything about them, but again, they're fucking boring to watch.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I was drunk, I was kind of tipsy at this point, and I didn't realize what was happening. I kind of looked back, and AJ was dead outside the ring. I was too busy eating and drinking to actually notice. Like, Paige kicked out of something, but like I said, I was too busy eating, so I didn't notice.
I think Paige threw someone into the stairs at some point, which was pretty awesome.
Again, I didn't know. I have noted here that Brie Bella said her Brie mode thing, and all of the crowd boo the fuck out of her, which is great.
Yeah.
Paige hit a swanton bomb onto the outside, onto two of them, which was really cool to see.
Yeah. I have never really seen much of AJ Lee, so I was quite impressed by fucking, like, I'm going to climb up this person and do some dumb Black Widow hold in the middle of the ring. That was pretty awesome to see. But I suspect that's quite common.
That's her finishing move, yeah. She did a botched DDT before that, which was like, whatever. But yeah, AJ gets the win with the Black Widow. Nikki taps out at 6 minutes 40. Where I was watching this WrestleMania, they had a timer up on the screen for the Divas match, and it only lasted 6 minutes 40.
God, it's fucking disappointing.
What
Because
would
they
you
probably
rate this
can
match?
wrestle really well. I gave it a 2 out of 5.
I also
don't know
gave
why.
it a 2. I mean, Paige can wrestle, AJ can wrestle, like Natalya can wrestle. I've heard people say Naomi can wrestle as well, but they're like the only 4 divas that people say are good on the main roster. Like, the Bellas are on top because they're in Total Divas. That's literally the only reason.
I'm sure they could all wrestle fine, but unlike NXT, they never get a chance to like do anything. Whereas, I don't know, the NXT Divas match are like my favourites now.
Yeah.
How brutal they are. But yeah. Yeah, 2 out of 5. Did you notice at this point that, I didn't notice this before now, hence I've only got the note here, but all the commentary team have bottles of Mountain Dew before them on the table?
Yeah,
Not a single one has been opened.
Yeah, they do that every pay-per-view, which makes it even funnier is that Joey the King Lawler had a heart attack, and yet he's not allowed to drink like he's not allowed to eat and drink fast food or like shitty stuff, and he's there shilling like fucking Sonic shakes and Mountain Dew.
Yeah, but have you noticed that fucking none of them even opened the bottle? Like, not a single sip has been taken from those bottles of Dew.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Do you want to move on to the fucking shittest hole of the night?
I just want to note here that after that Divas match, there was still 2 hours left of this pay-per-view.
Yeah. I was getting quite depressed at this point. Like, I'd risen to the high of the Triple H Sting match, and now I was just going downhill. And knowing what was coming up, I was not being optimistic.
I don't know, seeing Rusev's entrance in this singles match for the United States Championship between Rusev and John Cena made my night. Rusev came out riding a fucking tank with Russian soldiers marching down with Lana, who was dressed up like the Snow Queen from The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, as artillery fired off into the crowd. It was the best thing I've ever seen.
I was fucking really disappointed. I've heard about this, but I missed it at the time. Because I think, again, I just skipped through the entrances and accidentally. And I need to go back and watch it, because it sounded amazing when I heard about it.
You didn't see the entrance? Oh.
No.
You're missing out.
I didn't see most of the match,
cool.
to be honest.
Yeah.
I was so disinterested in this after the last time I saw the fight.
Yeah. Just want to note that the champ came out first. That's right, the fucking champ came out first because he's facing John Cena. Usually the champ comes out last.
Didn't they do that last time?
Yes,
didn't
because
they do that
John
Fast
Cena,
Lane
he
as
always
well?
has to come out last, which is dumb.
Yeah. Yeah, it's dumb. Do you have any... so how did this match go? I don't...
Hang on a second.
I remember seeing Cena's entrance, which was, let's just do a fucking slideshow of America's very brief history.
It was Super Patriot John Cena came out. As he was running down the ramp, you could hear that John Cena sucks chants even with the open stadium. They were that loud. He got more boos than Rusev, which was great. People lost interest in this match pretty quickly. Like, they were chanting Olay during the match, because it's like, they were chanting Ole and Rocky 4 at the match, which is great.
Yeah. I thought Rusev actually looked pretty good at times. I don't know. Still
Rusev's
wasn't
really
particularly
good.
interesting, but
Like,
yeah.
The match wasn't great. I mean, Cena was calling spots really loudly, again, like he always does. I think he hit an Alabama Slammer at one point, which is kind of cool to see. Every time I see it now, I freak out.
Yeah. So isn't Cena's actually good though, isn't he? I thought Cena was like legitimately good in the ring.
Cena's good on the mic.
But
People criticize his wrestling because he's very sloppy, but you know he's the top of the face of the company, so he doesn't have to try. Or they're never going to punish him for being bad in the ring. Like, you know, it's kind of dumb. But
yeah, sure. I expected him to be better, but you're right. It did seem sloppy. Like there was fucking moments in this match, like in the last one at Fastlane, that they just didn't connect, and it was really obvious from where the camera was set up, and it was it was bad.
I take
But
more
fucking,
I'm more critical of him calling spots really loudly than I am of his actual wrestling. At some point, like Lana throws her shoes at John Cena.
Oh, it was so cool! It was
I think
maybe
so.
my favorite bit in the match.
The only note I have here is Pete Fags are creaming themselves right now because the camera kept panning down to Lana's bare feet.
Yeah. Did you notice fucking Rusev couldn't really bellow really loudly?
Yeah, really he's cool. Really good. Somebody did a headbutt at some point. Who did a diving headbutt?
I had no idea.
I just have a note here that says, "It hurts, Daddy, no," which is a reference to Chris Benoit, so I'm assuming there was a headbutt in there somewhere.
Holy shit. You can't say that name on this podcast.
Yes, I can. It's fine. It's wrestling. Cena hit a...
that.
No, Cena hit a stunner.
CB, but... Yeah, was that when he jumped off the second rope? Was that?
Yeah,
I think
he was going for a back, jumping backwards and hitting him with his elbow, but Rusev didn't fall down, so they kind of turned it into a stunner, which was really cool.
Yeah.
Rusev locks Cena into the accolade, and then Cena breaks the accolade, and the crowds, or the commentators go nuts saying that Cena's the first one to break the accolade, which he isn't. Many people have broken it before, but this is John Cena who can rewrite history, apparently.
Yeah.
Cena locks Rusev in the STF, and Rusev manages to break out. Oh no, he's about to break out, and then Cena pulls him back into the middle of the ring. Lana gets up on the top rope and starts distracting him. And then Rusev kills Lana by knocking her off the rope onto the floor.
I thought that was shitty, because Cena lured him over there. Fucking Lana Rusev didn't deserve the fucking job of having to run Lana off the edge of the ring.
Yeah, but it's John Cena, he can never look like a bad guy. So of course, Lana falls off the ring, Rusev's distracted, Cena picks him up, AA, 1, 2, 3, fuck you John Cena, fuck you New Stars, America.
Yeah, that's pretty much my feelings on this as well.
Yep. What did you rate the match?
I gave it a 1 out of 5 because fuck that.
Really? I gave it a 3 because it was a really good match.
Oh no, they fucking... Yeah. I just hate it when the fucking hits don't even look like they land. I get it sometimes when they don't sound right. If they forgot to stamp the floor or slap the thigh, whatever the fuck they do.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it just looked shitty a lot of the time. But then again, Rusev was pretty good, so I maybe I was harsh there, but I give it a 1 out of 5. I'm going to stick with it.
Yeah, okay. Should we move on to the Rock and Triple H segment?
Yeah, I give that a 5 out of 5. I can't wait to hear your feelings.
That's a segment. That's not a match, so I didn't rate it. But before that, there was a WrestleMania Star advert, and not Triple H, Undertaker was in it. So I assume that Undertaker will be at WrestleMania 32. Cut into Triple H and Stephanie McMahon in the ring, and they were basically digging Sting's grave live in front of 76,000 plus people. The crowd were just chanting NXT at them, which was kind of good. They were talking about...
I bet they kind of enjoyed that a little bit. I don't know.
They were out there talking about how they own everybody, and then of course The Rock comes down, takes 5 minutes to do his entrance. Did you know that The Rock is Samoan, except when it's Black History Month, then he's black?
Did you know he's an East Bay boy? Did you know that?
He may have mentioned it a couple
Fuck.
times, yeah. The Rock got
God.
gassed
Was he actually
just walking
from...
down to the ring.
Yeah. God.
Sorry, what were you saying?
What the fuck's The Rock? I don't know. Go on.
Yeah,
Was he even
The
from
Rock got
San Francisco?
gassed. Maybe, I don't know. He's supposed to be Samoan, but, he's from San Francisco, or at least the East Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah, The Rock and Triple H kind of trade insults back and forth, and then Triple H goes, like, full-on SJW, talking about how The Rock isn't going to hit a woman. And then she slaps The Rock, who walks over to Ronda Rousey, and I was like, oh, this is why Ronda Rousey's here.
Oh, no, you missed out the Hasta la Vista line. How could you miss that?
Unfortunately, I did. Ronda Rousey, I don't know what her power level is, but I think it's over 9,000, as she was wearing a Vegeta shirt, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. Did you see that match she did a couple of weeks back when she won in, like, I don't know, a couple of seconds or something?
Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
God, it was insane. I watched that at the time. I fucking didn't even need to look it up, so this was really cool to me. Because he's the only UFC fighter I know.
What, are you saying you don't know Phil CM Punk Brooks? MMA and
I've never
UFC
heard
fighter?
of him. He must have died along with that dude called Chris, whose name I can't remember.
Chris Benoit.
Don't say the words, it hurts.
It hurts, Daddy, stop. Anyway,
God.
yeah, Ronda Rousey comes in, Rock starts beating on Triple H, and then she does an arm drag to Triple H, like Ronda Rousey arm drag to Triple H, knocks him out of the ring, which is really cool. And then she puts,
awesome.
puts Stephanie McMahon into the armbar, and she lasts longer getting the armbar than most UFC fighters I have noted here, which is kind of funny. But then she manages to escape.
The fucking shit talking of The Rock. You haven't pulled out the line, play jump rope with your fallopian tubes yet, I noticed. I thought that one was pretty good.
That's like every time The Rock gets a microphone, it's just dick jokes and bad puns.
It's fucking amazing. I thought that was really bad. I didn't think you'd say that in the middle of WrestleMania. I didn't think they'd say the words fallopian tubes on a wrestling pay-per-view ever.
That's because most wrestling fans don't even know what a fallopian tube is.
No. Fair point. Fair point.
Right. We've got to move on to the next match, which was The Undertaker vs. Bray Wyatt. Still daylight, it's still nice and bright out, which is dumb. Apparently
it was getting to the point when it looked like it was in a studio at this point. Like, you couldn't really tell from the ringside camera that it was daytime. Like, it just looked like studio lighting to me.
Apparently Bray Wyatt injured his ankle before the match training, which is, like, surprised me to see him still walking out there perfectly fine. He came out and started to, like, reanimate scarecrows, which is kind of dumb. But, then he was just kind of stood in the ring for a while as, like, The Undertaker got prepared. And I was really hoping that Biker Taker would return. Because, I mean, the Dead Man Undertaker already lost at WrestleMania. If he had came down on a bike to Limp Bizkit playing, it would have been so cool.
Because then he would have had to ride a bike down the ramp and that wouldn't have worked.
Oh, it would have been cool, though. He's done it before. But,
yeah.
Yeah, the gong hits, and then he starts walking down slowly. So it's obviously the Dead Man. He didn't have a special entrance, which was kind of dumb, and I was confused. He's already 21-1. Why is he coming back when he's already lost his entrance? Or he's lost his streak?
Yeah. He looks better than I thought he did. After what I've seen of the WrestleMania last year, like, he did not look in his prime back then, but I thought he looked surprisingly alright here.
His hair made him look like a butch lesbian.
Tumblr would love him then.
It really did. Anyway, as for the match, yeah, Undertaker was pretty good. He managed to hit the old school, and the crowd started chanting, "You still got it," which is like, it's nice to hear, considering last year he got a concussion like 30 seconds into the match and just destroyed by Brock Lesnar. So to see him actually being able to fight is good. Like, he hit the leg drop on the outside of the apron, and he managed to hit Snake Eyes and stuff, which is great. He also locked in a Hell's Gate at some point. I don't remember how Bray Wyatt broke it, but it was cool to see. It's nice to see The Undertaker kind of carry the match. Because that's kind of what I expect from The Undertaker, for him to be the one in control against Bray Wyatt. It's fucking Bray Wyatt, you know. He's nowhere near, he's good, but he's nowhere near the level of The Undertaker. So if he had controlled the match and got tons of offense, I would have been annoyed.
Yeah.
I
don't have a ton of notes on this match, I'll admit, but I thought at the time it was, I don't know, pleasant, I guess, is a really weird way of describing it.
Yeah. I'd lost a lot of energy. I was pretty drunk by this point. But I still have notes. The Undertaker hits a tombstone and Bray Wyatt kicks out at 2, which I was like, what the hell? Like, is Bray Wyatt really going to win this? But then he hits his sister Abigail on the Undertaker, and the Undertaker kicks out, and I fully expected the Undertaker to lose right then and there, so for him to kick out was great.
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt goes and hits the spider walk and starts crawling towards the Undertaker. And then the Undertaker sits up. Moment. He sits up and stares, and Bray Wyatt just kind of collapses onto the floor, and I was freaking out. I was like, oh my god, this is so cool!
Yeah, I was too. It was...
I'm so glad they did that.
There was the speed of it, wasn't it? The way they captured it was fucking fantastic.
It was amazing, like the camera work they did. I'm so glad they did that spot, because that's exactly what I wanted to happen in this match. Like, the whole storyline going into this is that Bray Wyatt wants to be the new face of fear and finally put to rest the Undertaker. And, like, the Undertaker's some, like, necromancing wizard. Bray Wyatt's kind of like this redneck hillbilly cult leader. I almost said a bad word there. But,
yep. That would have been many times tonight you would have said that.
I haven't said it yet. I've said C-word, Hogan. Since myself there, but
you said fucking Chris Benoit, so you're pretty much there, aren't you? I don't know. Both are just as bad.
But yeah, like the whole storyline in this is that Bray Wyatt underestimated the Undertaker's power, which is really cool to see him just freak out when the Undertaker sat up. And then he goes to hit the sister Abigail again. Undertaker reverses it into a tombstone. 1, 2, 3. He's now 22-1. Really good to see.
Yeah.
Like.
I was surprised by that, but you're right, it was good.
If he had lost that, it's like, who has the Undertaker lost to at WrestleMania? Brock Lesnar, the Monster, and Bray Wyatt. It just wouldn't have made sense. Like,
no.
What did you give this match?
I gave it a 4. So I was clearly impressed with it at the time.
Really? I gave it a.
Yeah, I was surprised.
I give it
a 3. I scored myself, to be honest.
Again, I gave it a 3.5. Remember, I was kind of drunk and I was losing a lot of my energy and hype, so I probably would have given it more if I went back and watched it again.
It was one of those matches. I just fucking do it sometimes. I think that's maybe a sign that I think a match is better, is if I don't take notes, because it means I'm paying more attention to the match and not my fucking notepad. So yeah, it was clearly, I thought it was good at some point. I should go back and watch it.
Now it's time to move on to the main event, which I'm fucking really hyped to talk about, actually, even though at the time I had no energy, and my notes here are, now I have to deal with this main event, god damn it. But,
yeah, I was, I don't know about you, but when we got to I guess you were watching it live, so you probably didn't have this liberty, but watching it on the network, I got to the point where, the Triple H Rock promo was happening or whatever, and I started watching the clock. I wanted to see how long they were going to make this last match be. Because, the last match should theoretically be the longest, you would assume.
The longest match was Triple H versus Sting at 18 minutes.
Yeah. So I don't know, I didn't have a lot of enthusiasm for the match either, but going in I was like, oh, they've only got like 25 minutes or something, and they were going to be counting down every time, every minute the Undertaker match went on. So I think this match couldn't have been long. It was certainly not as long as as I would have expected it to be, but...
I think it lasted maybe like 13 minutes. I don't remember, but
yeah, I've got it written down. There was 20 minutes going into the match until the end of the network video. So if you take into account how that thing ended, it's like it's probably only about 15 minutes or something.
First out is boo. Like I blew out my voice booing Roman Reigns as I was looking at a screen. Like, that's how much I hate Roman Reigns. I was booing my laptop as I watched him enter.
Have you seen the fucking images of him walking down towards into the ring or whatever, and there's a guy with Roman Reigns is a wank pheasant like sign. It's fucking amazing. It's all over my Twitter these last couple of days. It's
did you
one
know
of my favorites in a while.
Did you notice some guy was on stairs walking up as Roman Reigns was making his entrance, and he just pushed him into the crowds of people beside him?
Yes, yeah,
But,
yeah.
Speaking of wank pheasants, the guy with the Roman Reigns is a wank pheasant sign was at the Raw after WrestleMania, and Roman Reigns did his entrance, and the guy was right there at the gate where Roman Reigns enters from. So Roman Reigns does his stupid smug pose at the top, and there's just a sign that says that Roman Reigns is a wank pheasant next to him. It was amazing.
Awesome. Yeah. I didn't realise. Was that at the Raw, not the actual event itself?
That was at the Raw after WrestleMania.
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't see it in the match at the time, but it's been fucking all over my Twitter for a couple of days. It was amazing.
Yeah, Roman Reigns comes down, he does some weird Superman punch into the mat, and all the pyro goes off, and people boo the hell out of him.
But it was like fucking 10 fireworks. It wasn't even that much. Did you?
Yeah, the camera pans around slowly. Yeah.
Yeah. It was off the top of the outside of the arena or whatever, and there was like, I don't know, maybe every 20 meters there was like one firework went up, and it was really kind of shitty. They sort of went out and like, I don't know, they didn't really explode as such, which makes fucking the next entrance way more impressive. Yeah,
here comes the piss, comes down with Roman Reigns. Fucking the crowd just lose their minds seeing Brock Lesnar. Like, I would love to see Brock Lesnar live, because I've heard that he's even bigger if you see him in person. It's like a monster truck with legs. Huge. It's insane.
Yeah.
There was a botched pyro, like he does his thing at the top ramp, like, and then he does that weird lunge forward and no pyro goes off, but the camera was in position to capture the pyro, and it doesn't happen, and then he's walking down the ramp, and then all the pyro goes off as he walks down the ramp, which is kind of dumb. But yeah.
Did you notice
there was so many fireworks?
He fucking ran on though. You know, from behind where the massive play button was. You notice he sort of like sprinted like 5 feet into frame and then slowed down to the walk from the rest of that, and like Paul Heyman did the same thing. It was super weird. I thought they might have been running late or something. I thought they might have missed their timing. So they just sort of ran out a few meters and then started walking like dead smoothly. It was fucking really weird.
Weird. I've heard Brock Lesnar is so powerful that he made the stadium explode. Like, when he jumped onto the mat, there were so many fireworks going off. It was insane.
Yeah.
But did Paul Heyman cut a promo at the start of the match? Like, I think maybe
he was on the mic.
Yeah, he introduced Brock Lesnar. I don't remember what he said, but it was great.
It was good. Yeah, he's fucking really good on a mic. Don't know if you knew this.
Yeah, it's good.
His bellowing voice is fantastic.
Yeah. The bell rings and Brock Lesnar catches Roman Reigns into a German suplex and then an F5 within like the first 5 minutes of the match, or the first 5 seconds of the match.
Yeah.
Brock started to bleed. Like, he must have really thin skin, because after that, the F5, they kind of get up and start punching each other, and Brock Lesnar's just like bleeding from his cheek.
Yeah.
But
I did notice that, but
apparently Brock Lesnar feels no pain. Yeah.
No.
Brock Lesnar doesn't feel any pain as he just keeps destroying Roman Reigns with suplexes, and he like hit the second F5 and stuff like that. But I didn't like
Did you hear the one person?
Roman Reigns.
Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
Did you hear the one person who got caught on camera shouting "Suplex City, bitch"? It was fantastic.
Yes. No, didn't Brock Lesnar say that himself? Like, Brock Lesnar says that to Roman Reigns. Like he.
Did he? I didn't think that was his voice.
Brock Lesnar definitely says "Suplex City, bitch" because there's a vine of it online.
Oh, right, maybe he did then. Maybe I assumed it was someone ringside, but
no. Brock Lesnar that ends up trending worldwide #1, and like Jerry Lawler points out, and he's like, trending worldwide, Suplex City, but I won't say the last words. But yeah, this is a Brock Lesnar match, so it was like suplex, repeat, suplex, repeat, suplex, repeat, F5, kickouts. Like, Roman Reigns kicked out of 3 F5s. It took 3 F5s to beat The Undertaker last year. But like, does that mean that Roman Reigns is more powerful than The Undertaker?
Oh, he's more powerful than Hogan was in his day.
Oh,
More
yeah, of
powerful than
course.
Brock Lesnar. Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Lesnar busted himself open on the ring post. Like, there's been a lot of talk online of whether he bladed or whether he did it the hard way of just ramming his head into the ring post. Like, if you watch that clip slowly, he goes into a ring post, kind of falls down, starts bleeding, and then you see him tuck a blade underneath the mat of the ring.
Yeah.
But it's in his other hand, like not the hand that he used to cushion the impact with the ring post. So people are like, did he really just slam his head into this ring post and bleed instead of using a blade?
Do you think the blade was there in case he couldn't get his head to bleed on the ring post? So it was like, slam your head into the ring post, check your hands. If your hands aren't covered in blood, then use the blade when you're grabbing at your face.
Maybe, like, there's been, like, nobody can really work out whether he did blade or not, but there was definitely a blade, and, like, Paul Heyman runs over and they do the medical check where he, like, holds Brock's hand, and if Brock squeezes the hand, it means he's alright. So, I mean, it was obviously planned that was going to happen. Which is good because in a Roman Reigns promo, he's like, yeah, Brock Lesnar's a human, he can still bleed, so I can beat him. So the fact that Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar bled is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But
I thought it was good. At the time, I didn't think about the blade because, like you say, the way he ran into the pole, it did not look as if his hand could have possibly caused that.
Yeah.
He sort of went in with his forearms and smashed them on the side, but
yeah,
it was good. Did you notice just before that, like fucking Lesnar ruined Roman Reigns on the barricade on the outside, which was quite impressive as well. Just like smashed him up against the side of it. Yeah. Like normally, I don't know, normally they hit the barricades, I always think, wouldn't that be really annoying if you were sitting like fucking ringside, I don't know, you had a bag or something there, and you just get this barricade in your legs or something, but it looked, it looked forceful more than normally. It was quite good.
Well, that's it, everybody's like, Brock Lesnar is going to destroy Roman Reigns because Brock Lesnar is stiff as fuck, and if you cannot keep up with him, he will just destroy you. So,
didn't he clothesline him out the ring at one point as well?
Yeah, like, he went to spear Roman Reigns, who was on the apron, and Roman Reigns kind of catches him. Even though he hits him with the spear, Roman Reigns doesn't knock off. Roman Reigns starts, like, kneeing him in the face, as then Brock Lesnar just clotheslines him onto the outside. It was really brutal. There.
It was fucking great.
I don't know.
It was really good.
I didn't like that Roman Reigns was just smiling throughout the entire beating. Like, I guess they were trying to show that Roman Reigns is tough enough to take these beatings and just keep smiling and keep going, but it doesn't make sense in perspective of this is a guy who's destroyed The Undertaker and John Cena, like two of the biggest stars ever. So for Roman Reigns to just take this beating like it's nothing when those two were just decimated by him is kind of dumb.
Yeah, see, at the time I thought, I don't know, you're probably right about that's what they were trying to do, but I assumed that, Roman Reigns is just happy they're putting on a good match because he's not going to win and he knows it. So at this point I already counted him out of this, and I assumed that he was just fucking really happy to have this great match and that somebody would like the match at least, if not him. But you're probably right on why they did that, but I don't know, that's what I thought at the time.
I don't know, his stupid smug smile just pisses me off, so to see that was annoying me. But after the whole...
I don't know, it's not him though, is it? Fucking he doesn't write himself into this dumb position of having to win every match for a month.
I guess, but he can at least, stop looking so smug and so cocky. But anyway, after Brock Lesnar like fucking sheds his own blood, he like crawls back in the ring, and Roman Reigns gets his first like real offense of the match by hitting 3 Superman punches and 2 spears, and I was like, oh fuck, it's over. Brock Lesnar's bleeding, he's been hit by all these moves, it's dead, he's dead. And 1, 2, 2.99999, like it was so close to being a 3, but Brock Lesnar kicks out. And I was losing my mind, jumping up and down in my seat. He goes for another spear, but Brock Lesnar catches him into a 4th F5, hits it, and they're both men are just kind of laying down. And the commentator's like, oh man, who's going to capitalize on this? And then fucking Seth Rollins' music hits, and I lost my mind, and I was screaming as Seth Rollins ran down the ramp holding the Money in the Bank briefcase. Like, the crowd were going nuts. It was it's one of those moments, like, I can look back at WrestleMania 30 and see, like, Daniel Bryan win the championship, and it's great, and it's like, fucking warms my heart to see that. But every time I go back and watch, like, just the moment where Seth Rollins' music hits, it just takes my breath away, and I'm so shocked and happy every time I watch it now. It's great.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
Seth Rollins runs down, announces that he's cashing in his Money in the Bank, and the match will now be a triple threat match. He kicks Roman Reigns out of the ring, he hits a curb stomp on Brock Lesnar, goes to line up for a second one, runs, Brock Lesnar catches him, like, keep in mind Brock Lesnar's been hit by, like, he's bleeding, he's been hit by 3 Superman punches, 2 spears, and yet he still just picks up Seth Rollins with no ease. He's about to hit an F5 before Roman Reigns hits Brock Lesnar with a spear, and Seth Rollins kind of jumps off. He runs, curb stomps Roman Reigns, gets the 3 count, and steals the championship.
It was fucking awesome.
I was freaking out. Like, most of my notes here are just different combinations of the word yes. Like, I was so happy. Like, actually, did you notice that did you hear what Seth Rollins said as he was pinning Roman Reigns?
No, I didn't.
Seth Rollins pins Roman Reigns, it goes like 1, 2, and then you see him duck his head, and the microphones under the ring manage to pick this up, but you hear him say to Roman Reigns, "Thank you so much," and then it hits the 3 count, and he jumps to his feet and starts celebrating.
Yeah.
But, it was great. Like, that ending could not have gone any better. Like, I thought that Roman Reigns would win, and then maybe Seth would cash in, but the fact that he did it, he's the first person to cash in at WrestleMania, and he's also the first person to cash in during a match. It's incredible.
Yeah, it was a. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't think going into WrestleMania that was going to happen, because I know you'd mentioned the possibility to me before. But yeah, it was good to see. I don't know. I still feel like Brock Lesnar deserved it, but whatever. This is good too.
What would you rate
this
that
is
match?
more explosive, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is like a more explosive end than just Brock Lesnar destroying Roman Reigns for 20 minutes and winning. I gave it a 4 out of 5 because I thought it was quite good.
I also gave it a 4 out of 5.
I could have gone for another.
Based on your rating, where you gave Sting and Triple H 5 stars, I'm not too sure.
Because that had passion, and there were some good moments in it. Like, in the Sting match, I don't think we called this out at the time, but there was that really impressive, like, fucking Triple H is just going to hold Sting in the air, like mid-suplex for a few seconds. That was really cool.
Yeah, the strongplex, yeah.
I fucking love watching Brock Lesnar go to town on someone. But, yeah, I don't know, it wasn't that long, and the fact that, Roman Reigns was able to get any hits on Brock Lesnar annoyed me a little bit, so...
Yeah,
I don't know.
But this was probably the best ending possible to this WrestleMania. It was great.
Yeah, I agree.
But
I agree.
Actually, I want to talk about the Raw after WrestleMania, because it's kind of become a tradition to kind of note what happens on the Raw after WrestleMania, because it's so important now. So,
yeah.
I know you didn't watch it, so I'll give a brief rundown. It opened with Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman coming down, talking about what happens at the main event, and Paul Heyman announces that Brock Lesnar is going to use his rematch clause tonight, as in on that Raw against Seth Rollins, which is like,
right.
I was like, there's no way like Brock Lesnar would wrestle at a Raw, like it just won't happen. Stephanie McMahon came out and said that Seth Rollins is all the way in New York, flying back now because they did some promotional thing with the Today Show. So when he returns, then Brock Lesnar will get his match. That's kind of all that happened with that segment at the start.
So in a month's time, then.
Hang on, no, I'm talking about it. Hang on. Dolph Ziggler and Daniel Bryan had a match for the Intercontinental Championship for some reason, and Bad News Barrett was on the commentary, and he's like, yeah, it should be me in that match, but I'm going to use my rematch clause when I feel the need to. So yeah, they had a match. Daniel Bryan managed to win. The two are kind of just still in the ring, and Bad News Barrett runs in and starts bullhammering everybody. And then fucking Sheamus's music hits. Like, I expected
God.
Sheamus to appear at WrestleMania. Sheamus runs down looking like Zoidberg from Futurama. He has an orange mohawk. His beard is like kind of plays up like a dwarven beard, but it's so shitty and short that they just kind of doesn't look right. He runs down, scares off Barrett, and then he bro kicks Ziggler and Bryan. So it looks like Vince McMahon's finally getting his Bryan versus Sheamus feuds.
Yeah.
Well, I can't remember. I'm trying to remember what else happened, like, of note. I think Mizdow finally had his first actual singles match against Stardust, and he won.
Cool.
The Miz runs down and attacks Mizdow after the match. Curtis Axel, like I said, is in the ring, kind of talking about how he's going to get revenge on all 29 superstars. Oh, actually, before that, after the Paul Heyman Brock Lesnar thing at the beginning, there was a brief video package of Adrian Neville shown on the Titantron. And I was like, oh shit, it's happening, he's debuting finally. So then, that was in the first half of the first hour. Somewhere in the second hour, like I said, Curtis Axel's in the ring talking about Axelmania. And then Adrian Neville's music hits, and the crowd go fucking berserk for him. Even I was. I was like, yes! Hang on, let me just calm down here while I talk about this. Adrian Neville walks down in a purple cape and hood, wearing purple trunks, arm pads, like knee pads, boots, everything. Does his like weird entrance thing, and Lillian Garcia says, blah blah blah, Neville. They removed his first name. He is just Neville now.
God, fuck.
He
I hate them.
comes down. He comes down looking like a superhero, and his name is now Neville. His WWE profile just says Neville. His Twitter now just says Neville. Fuck you, Vince McMahon. Like,
well,
why?
At least it's not Finn Balor. We thought that was going to happen.
He has some weird obsession with first names, like Antonio Cesaro is just Cesaro. Big E Langston is now just Big E. Alexander Rusev is now just Rusev. They work. Neville doesn't work on its own. It doesn't sound good.
It's fucking dumb.
I mean, I know the commentary, even in NXT, just kind of called him Neville. Like, they were like, oh, Neville hits a great moonsault or whatever. That's fine, but as a actual ring name of just Neville doesn't sound good.
So does he have the same theme music? The Break Orbit?
Yes, he still has Break Orbit, which is good. I've been listening to that non-stop since he debuted.
Awesome. Yeah. So does that mean he's not on NXT anymore? Or does that mean he's going to turn up there like Tyson Kidd does or whatever?
No, he's now on Raw, so he will not be on NXT anymore.
Ugh.
The first of the NXT 5 has already moved on, and it doesn't look great.
Why didn't they take fucking Baron Corbin with them?
Speaking of another NXT debut, the Ascension, Tyson Kidd, and Cesaro faced off against the New Day and the Lucha Dragons.
Oh.
Sin Cara and Kalisto made their Raw debut, and Kalisto looked impressive as fuck. He was amazing. Yeah. He did this weird...
Because they can fucking wrestle in NXT.
He did this really cool moonsault off Cesaro's shoulders, landed on his feet, and then did like this weird twirly Hurricane Rana on him. It was amazing. I need to find like a GIF or a video of this to show you because it was so cool.
Yeah.
See what else happened.
It's good, but it just makes me sad that they're actually up there now. Because my feelings on NXT. But,
it's great. Let's see what else happened. Oh, Seth Rollins officially landed. He was having his match against Brock Lesnar. He makes his entrance with J&J Security with the belt. He looks fucking amazing with it. For some reason, the belt didn't have side plates. Like, they all have personalized side plates. So Brock Lesnar had the weird, like, bull beast thing that on his, like, trunks and stuff. Seth Rollins has his own one, but they weren't on there for some reason. It was weird.
Right.
So whatever, he makes his entrance. Brock Lesnar makes his entrance with Paul Heyman, and I was like, oh my god, this is really happening. Like, I didn't think it would happen, but Paul Heyman's promo about how Brock Lesnar is going to destroy Seth Rollins tonight like actually made me believe that this was happening. He even has like all the pyro going off in his entrance and everything. They announce that this match is going to happen, and then Seth Rollins kind of walks out of the ring and says like, "Oh no, I'm still a bit jet lagged, so you're not having your match now." So then Brock Lesnar goes berserk. He kills J&J Security, throwing them on top of the Spanish announce table. He flips over the American announce table, burying JBL and Booker T underneath. He F5s Michael Cole in the ring so hard that his shoes fly off. He then F5s a cameraman twice, and then Stephanie McMahon says that they are suspending Brock Lesnar indefinitely, and then Brock Lesnar kind of walks out.
Yeah, suspending him till the next pay-per-view.
It's kind of dumb.
That's awesome.
John
I need
Cena.
To see that. Yeah, fuck, I need to see that fucking Raw. God damn it.
It's pretty good. John Cena has an open challenge for anybody for the United States Championship, and I was like, this is it. This is Finn Balor's debut, or this is Adrian Neville's debut even. I think this happened before the WrestleMania thing. No, Dean Ambrose comes down. He loses to John Cena in a really good match, but it's like fucking why? Rusev had a match against Goldust and he beat Goldust. That's about it. The main event was Randy Orton. No, it was the Authority of Kane, Big Show, and Seth Rollins, I think. Like, I don't know who.
Sure.
I don't know who it was, but anyway, those three were against Randy Orton, Ryback, and Roman Reigns.
Great.
The crowd boo the fuck out of this match. Like, this match was when all the chants started coming out, so the crowd started to chant for NXT. They were chanting for Finn Balor, Hideo Itami, Enzo Amore, or they were chanting SAWFT soft. They were chanting for Tyler Breeze, shouting "Breeze is gorgeous." Every time Roman Reigns hit a move, they all started to boo, and they started chanting like "We want Cena" at Roman Reigns.
Oh Jesus, that's the worst insult of all.
It ended with Roman Reigns pinning Kane or Big Show, and the crowd boo and boo and boo. It was awful. But that Raw is definitely something you should watch because it was pretty good.
God,
just
I
in
need
terms
to see
of
it.
what happens.
I'm still fucking pissed off now about fucking Neville. God damn it.
Yeah, I've been pissed off for a couple of days now. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's alright, you don't have to edit this like hour and a half podcast now. It's fine.
No, I felt that duty off on you. Which is a good move on my behalf.
But,
so do you want to wrap it up then? Or is there anything else in that Raw?
There was a Divas match, nothing happens, Naomi won with her ass. That's it.
I feel like we should come, until they have a good Divas match, we should just wrap every Divas match up in one sentence.
Oh, I know how we end this. After Raw, there was a network exclusive thing with Sting talking about what's going to happen with him in WWE now. He basically comes out and says that he has WWE have nothing for him, and if WWE have anything of interest to him, he will take them up on their offer. That was literally all he said, like, taking out the bullshit part. And you know what happens?
Go on.
Bo Dallas makes his entrance with Sting, and he starts talking about how he lost at WrestleMania, but all he has to do is keep Bo leaving, and he can win a match. And so then Sting hits the Scorpion Death Drop on him, and walks. I love it. It was amazing. It was so good.
God, fucking yeah! It was probably pretty great, actually. It was probably good if you were watching it in the moment, but you mentioned Bo Dallas to me, and I just want to cry. His fucking face is so goddamn dumb.
Reaction to it was amazing. I love Bo Dallas.
God. So, I mean, what are you going for next year? The Undertaker and Sting at WrestleMania 32?
Well,
32, isn't it?
It's pretty much been confirmed that Undertaker will be at WrestleMania 32. Sting has said in an interview that he may do something at Survivor Series if it's worth his time, but all he wants to do is have a match with The Undertaker. And WrestleMania 32 WrestleMania 32 is in their hometown. They're both from Texas. A fan actually took a picture of both of them at the airport heading back home together.
Yeah.
It's like, I would want to see that match. Like, it would be a good retirement match for the both of them.
Yeah, it'd be
But,
cool.
we'll,
I feel
we'll
like
see.
they've been every time one of them. Well, every time I've seen Sting on microphone, even at like 2K events for the game or whatever, he mentioned he's wanting a match against Undertaker. So I feel it's just made to happen.
Yeah. But
yeah,
even when he was talking about his future in WWE, all the crowd were chanting Undertaker at him, and he kind of looked at the crowd, was like, "I would like that too, but WWE have nothing for me right now." There.
Yeah.
I think it's time for us to wrap up. We've gone on very long. It was a 6-hour event we just had to talk about.
Well, you throw Raw in there as well, and you've basically got like half a day's worth of wrestling, which is more than any person should have to watch. So thank you for that.
I don't know. I could put up with half a day of NXT, not half a day of Raw.
Yeah, I could put up with days of NXT, stay awake, just pumping caffeine and fucking steroids and shit. But yeah, see you next pay-per-view.
Yeah, the next pay-per-view is Extreme Rules. I can't wait.
God damn it.